Hey everybody, it's Sons of Gaming here with another Ninjago review of episode 81, Game of Mask. First up, I gotta say this episode was one of my faves this season. Really well done, especially the start. I gotta say, it's just the way it happened. But anyway, let's get into it. First up, begins with a flashback, but not of any of the ninjas or anything like that. The flashback is about Humi and her origin. This flashback is based during episode 13, Day of the Great Devourer. And basically, it turns out she was a massive fan of the ninjas when she was a kid. She had drawings, posters, toys. It starts off with her playing with her toys. Her dad runs in. The news comes on. The lady that's in every news, basically like the mailman, there's always a news person. And then it shows a scene from episode 13, which they placed in the episode. So you think it's the snake entering the city. The snake then goes past their house, which then they run out of the unit, scared because, it's a giant snake. They basically go run out of the room along with everyone else. And then, everyone stopped at the elevator waiting for it. Now, first up, you should not be waiting. You should not be waiting for anything during a crisis. You should be getting out of there. Get out of there. You're in a crisis. Don't be standing still. Also, you should never take an elevator during a crisis. That's a big rule. Big no-no. Do not take an elevator. So, that's logic here. People, you guys are taking an elevator. That's not, you shouldn't be taking an elevator during crisis. Just a big tip there, guys. If you're ever in crisis, don't take an elevator. Anyway, so Yumi's parents and her head towards the stairs. So they run to the stairs. They open a door. Yeah, the stairs are missing, along with the entire building. They're standing on this. It's like a piece of stair. Like there's a little bit of stairs left, but then it's like a big cliff. I don't know. They were like 3, maybe 4 stories up. So they go back inside, head back to the elevator. The elevator's there. Everyone's inside. Now there's a lot of people. So how'd they all fit in the elevator, but yet they couldn't fit them in? Because the guy says, wherefore we have to wait for the next one. Again, should be waiting for an elevator. But also, how did you fit all those other people in? So anyway, basically, the father sticks his foot in the door, and then they ask, they do what any parent does and says, take our kid, let our kid go. And then the kid obviously does, Humi does whatever kid does. He says, I don't want to leave you, daddy or mommy. And then, obviously, in the end, she's in there, elevator shuts, and then, yeah. That's the end of the scene. And you do hear noise. You don't actually see anyone die, so... Now, I do have something to say about that. If the Devourer ate them, then they would be alive. Devoured them, they would be alive. Because Wu and Python got devoured, and they were alive. So, they would have had to have gone crushed. And I know that sounds dark, but they would have had to been crushed. Because if they got devoured, then they would still be alive. But anyway, the scene's over. The next part of the flashback is after the events of the Devourer being destroyed. And, by, what happens in the scene. Don't have to explain it. And Humi's in the back of the ambulance, sitting there. Basically, she's, distraught. You can see it on her face. It's like really sad scene, seeing her like that. But she's basically dead inside. She's distraught from everything that just happened. Her parents are dead, and she's just dead inside. The little girl inside, the innocent little girl, is gone. She's gone. And she's basically the quiet one now, at that point. Although, I think what pushed her over the edge were probably the 2 people in front of her talking about how Lord Garmadon was the real hero and all that. They're like, they're saying, oh, Lord Garmadon was the real hero. Well, first of all, ninjas had to give him the weapons because he's the only one who could wield all 4, and only all 4 could beat the Devourer. To hit anything. Ed, he really only did it because, the Devourer did bite him. So, it was a little kind of vengeance against the Devourer. Also, he had some good in him. But anyway, that's just, that's my thing. But also, they're talking about him like he's the major hero, even though at that point he had evil in him and he was a villain. And they're doing it right in front of the little girl. An impressive little girl, and they're doing it. So... she's gonna start... So, I feel like they're the reason she became evil. I mean, I know it's not the reason, but I'm gonna go with it, because she's an oppressive little girl, and they're talking like the way they're talking. It's like, no, I'm blaming them two. Them two are the reason she became evil. So anyway, back to the present. It starts off with Lloyd and Humi. You know, they remember the last episode they found the Oni Temple. Well, Lloyd and Humi are trying to find a way into the Oni Temple, which the Oni Temple looks like a giant Oni face, like the Colossus thing from Exonauts. You know, that big beast thing, basically like that big head. But an Oni. So they find their way in, and at the edge of the temple, there's several platforms all over, and they have to jump on them. Also, underneath the platforms, there's this black goo stuff with purple, which also looks like it has purple dots in it. And the black stuff looks like the exact black stuff that the Overlord tried to mine in season 2. You remember that? It looks exactly like that. Anyway, so basically they jump across. Lloyd steps on one of those simple platforms with his wings, which then causes it to crumble, so he has to quickly jump to the next one. He tells Humi that they're booby-trapped. So Humi, what does she do? She goes and touches it. And so, when she touches it, causes the temple to close in on them, so they become trapped inside. And yeah, so they have to keep going forward. On the bounty, the ninjas have been defeated by the Sons of Garmadon. They're tied up, and Sons of Garmadon have taken over the bounty. Kilo's be piloting. Ultraviolet is, keeping Baby Roo distracted since he's not tied up. And he's a baby, so he's easily distracted. Or toddler. I guess he's technically a toddler. And then Mystery is on searching the computer for the location of Lloyd and Humi. He eventually finds it, obviously. And then, they obviously end up heading their way. Back in the Oni Temple, Lloyd and Humi have made it past the first, obstacles. And they now stumble upon a room with cave drawings based around the Oni's story. So basically, the cave drawings show that they came to Ninjago looking for the first Vintage Master after he left, and building the temple and all that as their base of operations. They then find 2 doors. One with a symbol from before, and one with nothing. And Lloyd then figures out that, if the Oni wanted to really stop people from getting the Mars of hatred, the Oni Mars, then they would trip things up a little bit and, make the symbol the right one, because people would, believe the symbol is the trap and head for the normal. And then he ends up breaking the symbol door, and obviously it pays off, so it's not a trap. There they enter the room with the Mask of Hatred sitting in the center on a pedestal surrounded by blue flames. Humi then tries to grab the mask, because obviously she wants it because she's evil. But of course she can't, because, as she says, only someone with the blood of the Oni can grab the mask. And she's obviously looking at Lloyd, but she does that. Lloyd then grabs the Oni mask, which obviously worked because he is half Oni. Now I will say, if I was Lloyd, I would have left it there. Even if I didn't know Humi was evil, which we all do, I would still leave it there, because, if the bad guys can't grab the Oni mask, they can't complete their evil plan. So there's a little plot hole there that, was a little like, what? It's, why would you pick it up? I would have left it there. I mean, it's like, if only the blood of Oni can do it, then we'll just leave it there. Bad guys can't complete their evil plan. Good guys win. Boom. But, then the series would end real fast. So, anyway, while he's holding the mask, Humi then, asks if she can hold it while reaching out to grab it. So, Lloyd pulls away, because he's obviously suspicious of Humi, since she mentioned the blood of the Oni thing. And, he wonders how she knew he was part Oni. And she does try and play it off. Still not convinced. He wasn't convinced. He was, too suspicious. So, after that, she obviously then just reveals herself as the quiet one. And she also reveals that the baby is Wu, which obviously Lloyd didn't know about. Tries to take it, which then, turns into a big fight scene with Lloyd and Hume. And I will say, this scene, Lloyd actually didn't seem that broken up. Which is a good thing in a way, because that means he's not going to be so heartbroken. And he won't have to worry about it. He didn't actually seem that broken up about the whole her being evil. So he obviously didn't care about it that much. Because he did look broken up. So they fight, and Hume, explains that she hates them because she blames them for the snake, the devourer, killing her parents. And she sees Lord Garmadon as the real hero and the rightful ruler of Ninjago and all that. And she's basically messed up in the head because of her parents are dead. She's basically blinded by her vengeance, and she sees herself as the good guy, even though she's not. She also then tries to, get inside Lloyd's head by saying things like, his emotions getting away and all that. And, and this also brings up a little thing that I've seen on YouTube based on a video that a channel named R&D, I think that's his name, I think that's the channel name, made, saying that Hume's going to try and turn Lloyd against the ninjas. Me, I don't think that'll happen. That won't happen. But anyway, Lloyd then throws the mask off a cliff, and, Hume tries to dive and catch it because, well, she wants the mask that bad. She catches it and ends up hanging off the cliff with a knife that she pulled out earlier, that she sticks in the side of the wall. But, obviously, since she's holding the mask, she obviously puts it on and jumps back up. And then they continue to fight for a little bit, and then she ends up, running out of the room, leaving Lloyd in there. She breaks the other wall, which then floods the temple. So anyway, meanwhile, just outside the temple, the Sons of Garmadon have arrived on the bounty to the entrance of the temple, and they're obviously trying to find a way in to help the Quiet One, even though the Quiet One doesn't need help because she's already got the mask and she's heading on her way out. And on the bounty, the ninjas are still tied up with Ultraviolet there, and then the Sons of Garmadon do something really silly. Kilo calls over Ultraviolet, which then means, and then she ends up leaving just a random thug in charge. Nia spots the keys on the bench, and, her and Cole come up with a plan. Cole winks, and then he starts singing again, and, to annoy the guard, which is the same guard that was in the HQ. Nia then tells Baby Wu to grab the keys, and he picks up the tea, because, Wu loves tea, and then he drinks the tea, and then, puts it down and grabs the keys, and frees the ninjas. Meanwhile, Hume escapes the temple, and obviously is greeted by her followers, the Sons of Garmadon. Lloyd is still obviously in the temple, under the water, and searching for a way out. He then also gets pulled by some sort of riptide or something, or whatever you call those things that, pull people through the water. Don't bother that, that's my dog drinking water. Meanwhile, while Hume and Sons of Garmadon are heading back to the bounty, ninjas ambush them, but then are ambushed themselves by the other members of the gang, which, Ultraviolet and Mr. E, because they weren't there. They really sort of thought about that. Basically, they end up in a standoff with the Sons of Garmadon. Anyway, so they're in the standoff, and Kai says something cringy but witty, and then he asks where Lloyd is, and then just as he says that, coincidentally, Lloyd comes flying out the waterfall and lands there. Then Hume ends up looking up and sees a giant claw from a creature from before. We all know what the creature is. A giant lobster. And yeah, so this is then, we're up to a scene that was revealed on a trailer. The fight scene where they work together to fight the creature. And they fight the creature together for a little while. Kilo and Mystery place on their masks to help them fight, because, they can't fight without their mask. They seem to put their mask on a lot. Talk about overusing. Anyway, so while the ninjas continue to fight, Humi then commands the Sons of Garmadon to leave and head to the bounty. Leave the ninjas to fight the creature. Typical bad guy stuff. Leave the heroes to fight while you guys escape. The ninjas finish off the creature and then Zane freezes it. And then obviously they realize the Sons of Garmadon are escaping on the bounty. Because, the bounty doesn't get a break. It either gets destroyed or killed. Also, another thing I would like to mention is, where is Pixel in this episode? Okay? Like, even at the standoff, where was Pixel? Like, you think that Pixel would, with her mech, would have more of a chance, but anyway. That was another plot hole in this. Like, where is Pixel? She should be helping. She wasn't even tied up with the ninjas. Anyway, so basically the ninjas use their elemental powers to help Lloyd use his spin jutsu to get up there. Now, why he didn't just use his air jutsu or his dragon to get up there is beyond me. Again, this whole season has not had 1 inch of dragon or, air jutsu. I mean, they do know it. So basically he gets up there and then straight away he gets captured by a killer. And the ninjas are just standing there watching them bound to leave. Even though they could probably use, if they had just used their dragons or their jutsu, they could have caught up and saved Lloyd then. Anyway, so they do that and the creature ends up breaking free and attacks them again. And they obviously, they say that. And that's where it ends. And yeah, so overall, this episode, apart from the few plot holes and all that, which, you gotta understand why they do it like that. You gotta make the season actually exciting and last. But, there's still plot holes. There's always plot holes in every single thing you watch, or at least I watch. But this episode, I would say, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Because even though the plot holes were there, it was still a really amazing episode, and the flashback was really good. And yeah. Anyway, that does it for my review of Ninjago episode 81. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check back here next week for my episode 82 review.